Spiritual intelligence in Christian images, part 3, sit down please. Let's see that. Spiritual intelligence in Christian images. This is part 3. And today I'm going to be emphasizing a lot on the kind of attitude and approach that receives in meetings. That's what I'm going to be emphasizing on as we take this out. The kind of attitude and approach that receives in our meetings. Don't forget the background of what we have been looking at for the past 3 Sundays. That same Jesus of Nazareth who walked the earth gathers together with us in our meetings. It means that everything that we saw Jesus do when he walked the earth are the same things that he wants to do even today in our midst. Everything that he did, just like he changed lives, just like he touched lives, just like he turned sorrows to laughter, just like he took away diseases and plagues and all manner of things. Jesus is doing the same thing today, even in this meeting now. So I want to teach on how, because Jesus is present is a constant, and the power of God is present is a constant, and the glory of God is present is a constant. What is the variable is us. We are the variable. We are the ones who, we are the variables. That God does things when we gather together. It's an unchanging fact. But how do I maximize? How do I make the most of it? Look at quite some scriptures today. Some individuals who are handling themselves with the right attitude and approach. We look at what they did, how they did it, so that we can learn also how we are ought to do things with that. First Samuel chapter number 1. Look at portion of the Old Testament text. Then we go to the 4 Gospels, and then however the service goes from there. As the Lord wills it to happen, we shall see. So in 1 Samuel chapter 1, you have the story of a man called Elkanah, who had 2 wives. One was Hannah, the other was Peninnah. Peninnah, yes, had many children. Hannah had none. The Bible says in verse number 3, that they went up to Shiloh every year to sacrifice to the Lord. Every year. But they went there to go there, to eat together, feast together, pray together, worship Yahweh together. It was a yearly custom in Israel. And Hannah would go just like, Peninnah and Elkanah and all of that. But this particular Shiloh that Hannah went for was different. Not because she met a different God, but because she approached it differently. There was something that had changed in our attitude, something that had changed in our approach, a certain desperation that Hannah went there with this time that changed things for her. So the Bible says in verse number 9, Hannah rose up, they are eating and drinking and so Hannah rose up after they are eating in Shiloh and after they are drunk. They lied the priest out upon the seat by the porch of the temple of the Lord, and she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. She was in bitterness of soul wept sore. But the pastor, Lord, if thou wilt look upon the affliction of an handmaid, and remember me, and not forget that handmaid, but will give unto that handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass as he continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Hannah spake in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she was drunk. So Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered, no, my Lord, I'm not drunk. I'm a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count now thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken the tattoo. And Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. She said, let an handmaid find grace in your sight. So the woman went away, did it, and her countenance was no more sad. Outcome of that is that in verse number 20, she gave birth to a son. Samuel was born. It's the same yearly meeting. It's the same regular kind of meeting. The God of Israel has always. But there was an approach that Anna took there this year. The Bible says she was in bitterness. She prayed to the Lord. She was not even aware that Eli was looking at her. So see, when we come together, and I explained to you before that. So when you read the Old Testament text, they had the consciousness or the belief that whenever they came to the temple, they were coming to meet Yahweh. They were out with that belief. Whenever we come to the temple, we are coming to meet Yahweh. We are coming to meet God. And so there was how they prepared themselves, how they approached their coming to the temple. Whenever they were doing like that, their attitude, everything was totally different. And yes, individual believers become the temple of the Lord today. Yes, but like Paul taught in 1 Corinthians, Paul explains that the fact that we are God's temple as individuals does not nullify the fact that when we gather together, our gathering is the temple of God. So just like the Spirit is in the individual temple, the Spirit is also working in the midst of the gathering. In that corporate gathering, the Spirit is yet working there also. Jesus working there. Bitterness of soul, prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. No consciousness of our environment, no consciousness of herself. She knew why she came. She knew why she came for that meeting. And so everybody was eating and they were drinking and they were catching cruise. The person that would be doing, everybody was doing whatever they came with. But Anna separated herself even while in that temple and poured out her soul unto the Lord. And the outcome of that was what she came for in that meeting. She got it. Because God never ever turns away desires. Listen well. God never ever turns away desires backed up with actions. Desires backed up with God. God never turns away from it. So when we come like this, and you know that a lot of times, when we come to church, we are often too conscious of ourselves and too conscious of people around us. Too conscious of the clothes I put on. Too conscious of the wig on my head. Too conscious of the foundation on my face. So there are things I'm supposed to do. Maybe prayers are being led. I'm supposed to really pray. But every time I want to pray and then the drop of sweat comes from my the foundation will be gone. So you withdraw. And that day, because of foundation. When the Spirit of God gets to moving and then everywhere is scattering, but because of the week, what is under this week does not look nice. So, now pray for the rest of you like this. You will come, you will return, you will remain the same. Your focus is not on God. Your focus is not on God. Conscious of your focus is not on God. And so, you tell yourself, I have come to meet with the Lord, I have come to have encounters with the Lord, but now when you now come into that place where Jesus is, what is in your head is how your face will not wash, how your hair will not look. Anna was not like that. If Anna were conscious of the environment, maybe she would have taken it easy. But you see, there was a kind of way Anna prayed, Eli could only conclude she was drunk. The kind of body behavior that this woman is the only drunk people behave like this. She did not even know she was acting drunk. She was simply expressing and pouring out her own desires before the Lord. Pouring out her desire. Eli thought she was drunk. I said, no. I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I am only pouring out my soul before the Lord, not minding what anybody around me might think of me. Poured out her soul, and the Lord saw what was in her heart and saw what she did. And the petition that she asked of the Lord, it was in that same meeting that she got it. 9 months after that meeting, she came back to Samuel, to the temple. So listen up now. So when the Spirit of God gets to moving in meetings, many times he is going to influence actions and influence emotions. Influence actions, influence emotions. And as we look from here, and you look into the 4 Gospels, of the people that met with Jesus, you are going to observe there were people who did not hold back. There were people who did not care what will people say. There were people who did not care. No. There were people who had no, it never mattered to them. They knew what they came for and they were determined to get it that day. So yes, sometimes it influences actions, influences emotions. Many times we quench that work of the Spirit for us in that meeting when we take our consciousness of God and put it on ourselves. Put it on ourselves. There are times when the Spirit of God gets to move, the burning of prayer grieves our heart. Grieves our heart. No, I don't want to. Just no. There is something the Spirit of God is working on you at that particular moment. And when the Spirit gets to moving, you don't hold back. You don't pull yourself back. You don't withdraw. No. You allow the Spirit of God carry you with His flow. That's what you do. If He acts upon you to scream, you scream. He acts upon you to weep, you weep. Acts upon you to laugh, you laugh. Whatever it is that the Holy Ghost acts upon us. Because many of us don't know exactly what is going on because our eyes are not open to see. Oh, I don't want people to think. I don't want people to say, nah. Anna never had that kind of thought in her head. She went before Jesus and saw herself as an individual. So when I come before the Lord in meetings, I see myself as an individual. We may be a crowd, but I'm a person. We may be a was preaching, and then the entire house was crowded. Everybody was inside. The door, there was no space for them to enter through the door. I mean, they should have said, okay, maybe tomorrow. We are going to come back tomorrow, and then maybe come earlier tomorrow and get a front seat. Those guys said, no. We brought our friend paralyzed to this meeting. He must return fully made whole. So they got a ladder and climbed the roof and removed the roof and let them down. They thought Jesus was going to say, what are you doing, man? He saw their faith. That's what Jesus saw. Are you kidding me? The roof you are preaching? How can you remove the roof? What do you mean? No. They said, are you? So you mean that the fact that there was no more room did not stop you from insisting on what you wanted? So no, let that guy down. He must be today. And they let down the guy, and Jesus stopped attending to the multitudes, attended to that person. Stop attending to the multitudes and face that individual. And the man that day took up his bed, verse 11 and 12. Arise, take up your bed and go your way to your house. Immediately he arose, took up the bed, went forth before them all. Everybody was amazed. People who came early and sat in the auditorium got nothing. The guy who came late had no space to enter, but was desperate for an encounter with Jesus. Got it. The question is never, is God going to do it today? No. The question is, how desperate I am to have it today. That's the question. That's the question. I'm talking also share a story. A woman, we had a healing meeting. So the woman brought us a child, very sick and diseased child, to the meeting. Child, and Bishop prayed for everybody. People got healed. The boy did not get healed. And everybody went home. He carried that child, went to our bishop. But no, I brought my son here to be healed. I know you have prayed, but he's still not walking. He has to walk. And when they said, no, I'm not taking this sick child back to my house. He said, they collected the child, prayed over the child, and the child began to walk. The woman could have said, I'm going to come back tomorrow. Oh, but the next was said, today. Today is the day. We are counting down towards camp meeting. You have to start asking yourself these questions. How desperate am I indeed to have an encounter with God that is going to change my life forever? There was nobody who acted this way throughout Jesus' earthly walk who never got what they wanted. Not a single person. Not a single person. All the roof. That's like it was an irrational behavior, an irrational response. But Jesus, no, Jesus did not rebuke them for it. There are certain people who look at the meeting and take TNT for you, and in Jesus' eye, wow, I love this. Even like this person, why is he only in this meeting? Is he only in this meeting? Is he only no. The person knows exactly what the person has discussed with the Lord before the person came. You may have come empty-handed. The person did not come. The person did not come empty-minded or empty-hearted. So, anyway, in a way, as far as in this meeting, what I came for must be mine. That was the attitude they had. And they had what they wanted. They had what they wanted. Matthew chapter number 15. From verse number 22. The Bible says, behold, the woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, cried unto Jesus, saying, have mercy on me! Oh Lord, thou son of David, my daughter is grievously vexed to the devil. See, he answered not a word. His disciples came and besought him, saying, send this woman for the night after us. He said, I have not sent unto the Lordship of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, you have to help me today. Jesus said, it is not me to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. Say, yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Jesus answered and said, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very. She refused to take no for an answer. Interestingly, it was not a healing meeting. Jesus was not going with his disciples to another town. They were just on a journey, but the woman recognized divine intervention is on the way. She recognized it. Help me. You have to. You have to help me. There's even the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. And sir, I am not going to turn back here until you give me what I came for. And Jesus, from that moment onwards, said, woman, this is faith. So what Jesus calls faith is an attitude that doesn't take no for an answer. He calls it faith. Doesn't take no for an answer. Jesus calls it faith. Doesn't take no for an answer. Today has to be the day. This meeting has to be the meeting. This moment has to be the moment. Jesus could not turn her away, sir. Jesus said, what? This your faith is great. Since you came that your daughter may be healed, be it unto you. Be it unto you as you will. Be it unto you as you will. Never took no for an answer. Matthew chapter 9. Verse 27. The Bible says, when Jesus departed, there's two blind men followed him crying and said, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. When he was coming to the house, the blind men came to him. And Jesus said, do you believe that I'm able to do this? Yes, Lord will believe. And he touched their eyes and said, according to your faith, be it unto you. And their eyes were opened immediately. Look at what they did. The Bible says they kept following him, crying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. Till he came into the house, they still went to him. You have to open our eyes today. And their eyes were opened. That same day. They have perhaps one of personally my perhaps second to the last favorite story of Eden's scriptures. Jesus is able to walk. A man that was nicknamed blind Bartimaeus, even by Mark. In Mark chapter number 10, verses 47 from verse 46. Mark chapter number 10 from verse number 46. And they came to Jericho. And as he went out of Jericho, the disciples and the group of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side. He was begging for money. But when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And people told him, keep quiet. The protocol officers came to him and told him, hold your peace. The Bible says the more they told him to keep quiet, the more he cried, thou son of David, have mercy on me. The Bible says Jesus had to stand. Call me that guy who says he wants to be healed. He didn't allow himself to be bullied. Shut up! Why are you shouting? Shut up! Shut up! Let Jesus hear what? Let Jesus hear what? Calm down. He's calming down now. You know the person who needs healing. The more they charged him for him, the Bible says he cried the more a great deal. Thou son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus, multitudes were going with him. The Bible said Jesus stood still. Called him Bartimaeus. Interestingly, all the people who told him to keep quiet were the people who told him in verse 49, be of good comfort, rise, he calleth thee. I thought you told him to keep quiet before. I thought you told him to calm down before. I thought you told him to take it easy before. Jesus stood still and commanded that he should come forward to him. Jesus never refused. You know, this kind of things happens in meetings. We are praying that our desires before the Lord, sometimes praying earnestly, and then, you know, people are there around like, I know our brother, is out with you. Sister, take it easy, take it, and calm down. Bartimaeus will not have none of it. Protocol, face your business. I came here to meet Jesus. I came here to have an encounter with Jesus. You are not the one that will stand in my way. You are not the one that will hinder me from getting. You are not doing your job. I'm also just praying my prayer. I'm also praying my prayer. The Bible said he cried the more he grieved because he recognized it. I can stop begging today. He has stood in that because he was blind. So obviously it was not easy for him to be going to where Jesus was. But God arranged for Jesus to pass through his normal begging spot, and he recognized that moment. This is the moment I've been waiting for. That Jesus has been hearing about. That has been healing blind men. Is he the one that is passing? Jesus, Son of David. You have to have it. He recognized that moment. He didn't sleep on it. He recognized that moment. He didn't sleep on it. He recognized that moment, and immediately this has to be known. Jesus will not turn a deaf ear to my cries. Bartimaeus was have told himself, Jesus will not turn a deaf ear to my cries. He will not turn a deaf ear to my desires and my supplication. I know that Jesus will hear me. When Jesus called for him, the Bible says he cast away his garment, rose, and came to Jesus. Jesus said, what do you want? He said, Jesus, one thing. I want my sight. So I want to receive my sight. And wow, how can I refuse to give you your sight with all this? No, you want your sight. Your faith has made thee whole. The Bible says immediately. Immediately he received his sight. All the multitudes who were following him received nothing. It was a blind man who understood that moment. It was a blind man who recognized that this is a golden opportunity for me to have my sight restored. It was that blind man, by the way, who no. Today has to be the day when I receive my sight. Jesus said, your faith. How did Jesus know that he had faith? What he did. So his consistent cry, thou son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus knew that was faith. He didn't have to tell Jesus, Jesus, I believe you can heal me. No, I can see that you believe. I can see that you believe. He didn't have to tell Jesus, Jesus, I desire that you heal me. No, I can see the desire in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes that you have the desire to be healed. Jesus could. So faith is not something where the man has faith, has desires, has expectation, is palpable. No. Jesus see it. I don't know, no, I have it in my hand. No, just no. Blind Bartimaeus became unblind that day because he insisted, Jesus, you can heal, and I have need of healing. It has to be today. Cry him up. And Jesus opened his blind eye. So when we are expressing desires, of faith, not only you do gently, not only, oh God, you know I came for this meeting, I trust you. When you are sampling your diction and you are watching your accent, you know, God, God, oh Lord my God, God, what? Think what? Think your what? Think what? All of that is not in the head. When we are expressing desires of faith, for Anna, the Bible says, I lived to a movie. But the way she was doing, nobody like you must be drunk. You have to be drunk. Nobody had her, but she kept saying things, and all her body was the what she was saying. But Bartimaeus, he cried so loud in the midst of the multitude, Jesus had him. It wasn't Jesus. Everybody was chatting, but his voice was distinct. His voice shot out among the voices. Jesus knew. All of you are talking. There's a boy man crying, wanting to be healed. Son of David, you must have mercy on me. And Jesus called him that day. I said, if you want to be healed today, you can be healed. Mark chapter 5. The woman with the issue of blood, 12 years. 12. From verse 22, Jesus was going to Jairus' house. Jairus came to Jesus. Please, my daughter is near dying. Come and get my daughter healed. And said, okay, let's go there. And this woman, blood dripping off her body, stinking and smelling. The multitudes were thronging on Jesus. The Bible says she told herself, verse 2, if I may but touch his clothes, I will be whole. All I need is to touch him. He doesn't have to lay hands on me. He doesn't have to speak any word to me. If I touch him, this 12-year-old plague and disease will be gone in my life. If I may but touch his garment. The Bible says the disease had defied every medical cure. Oh, she had spent everything she had. Nothing happened. But she had. Jesus is coming to town today. Today is my day. So she pushed through the multitudes. Liquid that went through the multitudes. He said, "What said? No. Me, I was saying it all through the week. I have fasted before I came. I have prayed before I came. You can afford to be here, be playing around. Everybody is praying and you are looking at the sky. Not me. I know what I came. Amongst the multitude, she wrote her own ticket and she got what she wanted. Thank the Lord. The Bible says, Jesus said, somebody has touched me. Peter said, what are you talking about? All of us are touching you. Say, no, there is touch and there is a touch. There is a touch and there is a touch. There are touches and there is a touch. All of you are, somebody said something before she touched me. She's not like you. She's not like you. It's not like you. All of you are not using your clothes to rub my, using your body to rub my clothes. This woman said something. She wanted something. She touched deliberately. She touched me deliberately. Something left my body. Now you see,
Jesus' cloth had made contact with many people in that meeting. Nothing came out. Oh, nothing dropped. Nothing dropped. People were nothing dropped. People were touching, nothing dropped. But this particular woman, something had to drop. Man of God, something had to drop. Something had to drop. Something had to drop. Peter didn't know what's going on. Say, no, sir. How are we going to identify the person among this multitude? No. There's a woman in this multitude. Among this crowd of people, there is a woman here. You get how she didn't touch me. Something left me. She placed a demand on something. I felt it when it left my body. I felt it when that virtue left my body. That's what he said. I felt it. I wasn't planning to heal her. But I knew that healing left my body. I knew it. That something left my body when she touched me. I knew it. I knew it when she did. I knew it when she did. I knew it when she did. Tracy, the touch of faith is deliberate. Deliberate. The touch of faith is deliberate. Intentional. Deliberate. The touch of faith is deliberate. That woman got what she wanted. She got it back. Wow. Just see. I'm almost there. So the when we come for meetings, we must be like this woman. I am saying things before I come. Saying things before I come. This has to be the meeting where this happens. Camp meeting is 3 weeks ahead. Oh, these 6 days of my life. These 6 days of my life. You write your own ticket. These 6 days of my life. This must happen. That must happen. This must happen in my life. I am fasting it. I am praying it. I am fasting it. I am praying it. By the time we get out there, people are coming from the northwest, southeast. There is somebody. There is somebody who came with them. God says, no, I recognize I heard what she said. I heard what she said. Everybody may be lifting up their voice in prayer. Her voice was among their own. I heard what she was saying. Every single one of them got where they came from. Jesus is the same yesterday. He is the same today. He is the same forever. It means this same Jesus who possesses an entire multitude to minister to somebody with faith is doing the same thing today. It means we can gather in our hundreds, thousands in a place, and God arrests the entire meeting because of one individual. God redirects an entire meeting. God restructures the. I'm telling you things that I have seen work in my personal experience. I have gone for meetings that's how I approached it. I know what I said before I left. I fasted before I left. I prayed, left. In the sessions, you couldn't get my attention for nothing. For nothing. You wouldn't even see me sit down and totally no. Because I know what I have seen meetings arrested for my sake. Arrested, everything paused. A new direction flows. Says no, because I know why I came. Jesus Jesus never turns away that cry and touch of faith. So what we call faith is desire that has expectations backed with actions. Desires that have expectations backed up with actions. That's what we call faith. Desires that have expectations backed up with actions. That's what we call faith. Desires that have expectations backed up with actions. Desires that have backed up with actions. You can't say you have desire, you are not expecting things to happen. You have to expect. I'm going to meet Jesus and I'm not expecting something. I'm not going on a date. No. If I will have expectations of what must happen to me, that expectation causes me to be on the edge throughout the meeting, expecting my moment. I'm expecting my moment. That's what they do. Yes, because I have desires. So all my eyes, my mind, my ears, everything is attentive. I'm waiting for that word that will be spoken. I'm waiting for that touch. You may not know. And then you have to go. You may not know. Because the minute can just be moving on, and supernaturally directed to where you are. It might be a tap. A tap. But you see, when we come like that, expectations, the person who has expectations has actions. You don't do smeh where you know you came for something. No, you don't do smeh. You don't just sit down, cross your leg as though you came for fun. No. If you have expectations, there are actions. It's not something mechanical or whatever, but it's the expectations by itself. It will by itself automatically produce action. It's not something you're going to force yourself to do. No, but because that expectation is strong in your heart, there are certain actions that it will impose on you. Impose on you during the course of the meeting, because you know that you came for something. You know that you came for something. Jesus never turned anyone who came with desires, came with expectations and actions. Jesus never turned a single person away. That Jesus is in our meetings every time we gather. He's in our meetings every time we gather. If I say I'm coming to Jesus, what can Jesus do for me? This and that and this and that and this and that. I start saying it to myself, put it in my consciousness, fix it in my mind. Then I come for that meeting alert, sensitive. I'm ready to catch it. I'm ready to receive it. I'm ready to listen to it. I'm ready to run with it. See, all of these things are things that Jesus is in the meeting and is looking around. He's looking around. Who is truly desperate enough to have what they desire to have? As you look at some of the miracles that Jesus did with people, remember Jesus stood before the tomb of Lazarus. He tells them, roll away the stone, so that what you want to happen, you want Lazarus to come out of the grave, roll away the stone. And as they acted upon what Jesus said, what they wanted to see happen, happened. That's John chapter 11. In John 2, wedding at Cana of Galilee. Get water, put water in these drums, and then go and serve it like that. As you serve it, it will become wine. As they obeyed exactly what Jesus said, the water became wine. So you for meetings, how intelligent we are with utterances plays a very long role in what God can and will do in our lives in meetings like that. How intelligent we are with utterances. How intelligent we are with utterances. Many times the reason many people come from meetings to return the same way is because words were spoken, they did not act upon the word. They did not act upon it. They didn't take steps. They did not prove that they understood that word was for them. They did. So when you come for service, I was telling them better this morning. I said, see, when words are spoken, it can be as the person is leading songs or prayers, or the word is being taught and they're speaking in plural, and the person is saying, we are here for a change. They don't say we are here for a change. They say, I'm here for a change. That's, you have sense. I'm here for a change. That's what you say. You don't say we are here for a change. I am here. We did not come from the same house. You may not come here for a change. I came here for a change. If somebody says, the person says in this meeting, we have supernatural discernment. You say in this meeting, I have supernatural. You are requiring. What you are doing is to get. You are literally diving into the moment. Because when such words are coming, see, it is words that God uses to communicate His power. Words that God largely uses to communicate His power. So many times when something is said, there is power available in that moment to get it done. In that moment, that very moment, there is something powerful that is released at that moment to get it done. It's like how the Bible says in John 5 about that water, that the Bible says that an angel would go there once in a while and then steers the water, and the person who recognizes the moment and dives into it is made whole. Is made whole. So when words come like that, words in meetings create moments for us. They create supernatural moments. And see, the moment you can discern moments in meetings, half of the problem is solved. If you can discern moments in meetings, you can recognize specific times in a particular meeting where specific things are happening by the power of God. When you can recognize and discern it, specific times in that meeting, specific moments. And you see, what will make you discern it is the expectation you came from your house. So if I'm in a meeting and something I believe the Lord for was spoken, so you are going to know that the word is mine. I'm going to, if I want to, I will shout. If you like, you look at me like a madman. If I want to rejoice, I would rejoice. Yes! Then I will keep quiet again. He said, because I understand that what I asked the Lord for in this meeting is what they just said. He doesn't just say, oh, wow, praise God. Because the power to bring those words into fruition came with the word. The moment you sleep on it, the moment passes you by. Passes you by. The moment is gone. The moment is gone. I wonder, but I came for the meeting now. But no. You were not sensitive to the moment, or you were not sensitive to your moment in the meeting. You were not sensitive to your moment in the meeting. You were not. So when words come like that, immediately before the person lands, I'm saying it, I'm affirming it for myself. I'm affirming it for myself. What am I doing? I'm getting in the flow. Because you see, when we come for meetings, words that are spoken shows us the direction of the Spirit of God in that meeting. Shows us. They're not just words. They are not just words spoken. No, they are showing us the direction of God's flow, showing us the direction of the movement of God's Spirit in that meeting as the words are spoken. It makes us see exactly what the Spirit of God is doing in our midst. So immediately you dive into the flow, you get into the flow, and you make that moment your experience. that moment, you experience. The moments will always come. You have desires, you have expectation. I can tell you for free. Your moment will always come. You just have to have eyes to see it when it comes. A few months ago in my pastor's meeting, some of you saw what happened there. After, before I went for the meeting, I had a vision of the Lord where I saw certain things happen to me. So I prayed and fasted and told the Lord, in this meeting, just like I have seen in this vision. But if you see my note, in the first page of my note, I wrote it there. I wrote what I want, what I saw in that vision. When they have prayed and trust the Lord, this has to happen. You see, I did not know when it's going to happen. I didn't know. But when the moment came, somebody told me and said, I was surprised that the spirit with you to stood up from your chair to go and say, I said my back was not on the chair. I said I sat in that session with half my yash on the chair. Half! My leg was like this. You might say, Pastor, he said, because I had the expectations, sir. I had expectations. I will now, if you're now sitting there, you're crossing your leg, you're doing like this. You're like, no, you can do that. I know what I saw before I came for the meeting. Let me know what I'm going now. I know what I saw. So imagine that moment wants to come. It looks in my direction, and I'm doing like this. But okay, so as I was saying, the glory of the Lord. Hello, serious. Hello, serious now. Oh, serious. Oh, serious now. You're across the leg. You not did like this. And then at that moment in time, the Holy Ghost is about to set you up for something. But because your posture shows lack of expectation, shows lack of desire, shows unseriousness, shows stupidity, foolishness, idiot. The person who God is supposed to use just walks away. So now, you see, that posture of expectation was there. The moment he saw my face, he really serious. Come. And I can tell you what has opened up in my life between April and now. It was a moment. A moment is all it takes. So you see, when we come for meetings like that, we have such eyes to look at. We have eyes to discern it. Especially, you see, when we have meetings where we are literally just flowing with the Spirit of God and all of that. That's not the kind of meeting where you must be too relaxed. You have to be smart. That's not the kind of meeting where you are too relaxed. When words are coming and you see that, because if you have been under someone for a very long time, you should have eyes to see when they change gear. You should have eyes to see when something is changing about. That's not the time when you are not doing like this. No, that's not the time. Because you should know that in moments like that, anything supernatural can happen. Any utterance can flow. At such moments like that, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Glory to God forever. Desires, expectations, and action. You know the story of Saul. I think I'm going to try and grab from there. 1 Samuel chapter number 10. Atmospheres in our meetings. 1 Samuel chapter 10. Samuel gave Saul a word of prophecy from verse 3. Then shall thou go on forward from thence, and thou shalt come to the plain of Tabor, and there shall meet thee 3 men going up to God unto Bethel, one carrying 3 kids, and another carrying 3 loaves of bread, and another carrying a bottle of wine, and they will salute you, give you 2 loaves of bread, which thou shalt receive of their hand. And when you shall come to the hill of God, where is the gate of the palace, and it shall come to pass, when you are coming down to the city, that you will meet a company of prophets coming down from a high place with a psaltery, and a tablet, and a pipe, and a harp before them, and they shall prophesy. And when you get into their atmosphere, the Spirit of the Lord will come upon you, and you will prophesy with them, and you shall be turned into another man. Say, when these things are come unto thee, Do as occasion serves thee, because God is with you. And the Bible says from verse 9, when he had turned his back to from Samuel, God gave him another heart, and all those signs came to pass that day. And when they came thither to the hill, behold, a company of prophets met him, and the Spirit of God came upon him, and he prophesied among them. And it came to pass, when all that knew him before time saw that, behold, he prophesied among the prophets. They said, is this not what is come upon son of Kish? He saw also among the prophets. And one of the same place answered and said, who is the father? He became a proverb. He saw also among the prophets. So it means there are certain atmospheres created in meetings. When you enter a place where there is cold, you should catch cold. You should catch cold. When you enter a place where there is heat, you should be sweating. If you enter a place where there is heat, you are not sweating, you have a problem. Something is wrong with your body. So you see, there are atmospheres in meetings that are created by the Spirit of God that you must have eyes to see. You see, you must have eyes to see atmospheres. When you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people seem to be flowing in this, they seem to be flowing in this light of the Spirit of God. So when you go to this meeting, is to get into the atmosphere, step yourself into it, and make yourself vulnerable to the atmosphere. You make yourself vulnerable to the atmosphere. I know I must catch what is in this atmosphere. Yeah, I must catch it. I must catch what is in the atmosphere. I must catch what the Spirit of God is doing in this atmosphere. Let me give you say when you go for meetings and you see that a group of people somewhere seem to be flowing differently, maybe everybody is there, but you see the way they are praying, the Spirit is upon them. Get into their midst. Get into their midst. Just be smart. You don't just stay in your chair and be looking at them. I can pray on my own. Get into their midst. There's a moving of God's Spirit in. They have created an atmosphere where they are. When you get there, some of you have seen your personal experience. When you go for prayers and you are tired, and then someone fervently holds your hands and say, let's pray. And then before you know it, that your body was tired before. The Spirit of prayer engulfs you. What happened? You got into the atmosphere. What happened? That person has created an atmosphere of prayer. There are people who are praying in our group community. There are times that certain persons come up under the burden of prayer. Then when you get close to them, and then the burden upon them rest upon you as well. And you find yourself groaning with them. And you're like, I didn't even want to pray